In terms of property technology, medyo behind si Philippines. But a lot of countries are doing this blockchain technology in terms of property. And this would help a lot sa Philippine real estate market. Kasi nga sabi mo kanina, Marvin, sobrang expensive na ng property, all-time high na tayo. And imagine if we could do this, then talagang, we're able to afford the property. 10 tayo, we own one property. We can invest in more properties. And what I like the most is wala siyang geographic boundary. So I can buy properties in New York, in Singapore, in London, using tokens. And secondly, wala siyang currency. I do understand that a lot of OFWs ngayon, because napaka-strong nung peso natin, affected kayo sa pagbili ng property because, bumababa yung yung pounds nyo, bumababa yung dollars nyo, and you're paying the same value of property. If we're using single currency here, diba, it avoids the problem of currency inflation or currency fluctuation into investing.
For 2020, what do you suggest? Because flexible yung terms ngayon, it's better that you get a more expensive one kasi at the end of the day, yung monthly mo hindi siya ganun kalaki katulad ng prior to the pandemic?
Yes, so technically you get lower risk exposure then, pero you're getting higher return, which is actually unusual. Kasi usually, kasi itong middle market na to, itong middle development, they need money. So, somehow, they're still requesting for 20 to 30% down payment, no? Itong mga high-end na to, a lot of them, parang mas exposed sila sa risk nung pandemic because they're like business owners, they need the money right now, they need the liquidity. So there are really good promo terms dito sa mga high-end property na to. So you just really have to weigh what will give you the most return, what will give you a bigger real estate in terms of value, in terms of square meter, no, in terms of how many square meter na ba yung real estate investment mo pag inad mo lahat ng units mo.
Okay, we're back for the third part of this video series with PhilGem CEO Richard Carval. Richard, given na malaki ng inakyat ng market, ng real estate market over the past few years already, if they buy at this price, no, will they still make money na decent pa rin yung yield nila? 2020 configuration?
When we say yield, kasi sa rental siya no? So, before, 7% yung parang bine-benchmark naming yield. Ngayon, you'll only get 4 to 5% because currently, we are at an all-time high. And if you look at property prices right now, sobrang layo sa average earning ng isang normal na Filipino, no? So, kaya nga ngayon, it boils down to strategy. No, so yun yung pinaka-importante it's real estate investing strategies talaga, no? And for me, ang ginagamit ko talaga strategy, leveraging nga yung ginagamit kong strategy. So parang when you invest in a real estate property, no, you just look at how much cash you put in and how much cash it will return to you, no? So you put in, let's say, 700,000 cash. Yun lang yung tignan nyo, if you will look at the total contract price, malulula kayo. Sobrang mamahal ng properties from the developer. We cannot afford that. Sinabi ko nga doon sa previous vlog, di ba? I cannot afford yung binili ko sa Parklinks. Pero binili ko lang yan because of the pure term. So, however, no, there are certain ways pa rin kasi talaga to benefit from these properties, no? To be able to, kumbaga ginagawa natin bangko kasi yung mga developer. That's the pinaka-strategy na ginagawa. Yun nga lang, it's not gonna be easy. So, kailangan you have to choose the right property. You have to choose the right location. You have to know the purpose, for example, the right functions of the property. So you have to know all these things. So, hindi porket bumili ka ng property, it means you're yielding the same, you will earn the same. So, I think ang advice ko lang is they should parang set their expectations. Sabi ko nga, you know what's the hottest property ngayong 2020? Believe it or not, it's SMDC Gold Residences. Ang daming bumibili, ang daming nagtatanong. And then in my vlog, I do have a property review wherein I review a specific property. hindi ganun kataas yung binigay ko in terms of the location. In terms of the price points, 3 stars lang yung binigay ko. Kasi, let's say for example, bumili ka ng gold. Okay, the average price of gold is around 280, 290 per square meter. It's around 8.5 million or 9 million for 27 square meter. Parang ganun, 26 square meter. Sorry if may konting, hindi ko memorize. So, if bumili ka ng ganun, for example, at that price, no, and let's say, dinevelop yung property, that's the first township SM development na meron. How much can you flip the property? If gusto mo mag-earn ng 2 million pesos, let's say, at around 10.5 or 11, you flip it at 10.5 or 11 million, who would buy it? Sinong market mo? Sinong, will someone still be able to afford at that price of property in the next 5 years? However, pag inisip mo for 10 years, it becomes affordable. Baka kung yan yung normal prices ng real estate, baka, yes, may bibili because yan na yung normal prices ngayon Parang dati, di ba, studio unit 2.4 lang. Ngayon, 5 million yung studio unit, may baka bumibili pa rin naman ng 5 million. For example, it's a matter of how you look at it Ano yung perspective mo in terms of real estate investing in those properties. So, hindi ko rin siya ma-rate na, I could not say it's a bad investment kasi sobrang ganda nung development na gagawin nila sa gold residences. It's just a matter of mabebenta mo ba yan at the price na gusto mo? Ma-earn mo ba yung money at the price na gusto mo? May market ka bang pagbebentahan niya? So parang ganun lang yung mga questions
My question on that is also, so yield is 4.5%. It's lower than what it was on the previous years, and you said that they match expectations. For those naman that want to get into the capital appreciation game, how long do you think they should wait ngayon, 2020, para madoble naman yung value ng property nila? Especially for people na bibili, tapos papaloan pa nila yun. So pag papaloan, their cost becomes bigger because they're paying out interest also.
If you look at it, real estate doesn't always double the price. It does not guarantee you that it will double the price. Let's say, for example, let's look at the US real estate market. In a first world country scenario, a lot of real estate would fluctuate prices like a stock market. Kaya nga tayo nagkaroon ng global financial crisis noong 2008 because of the property market sa New York. Sila may kasalanan nun. Then you have your Lehman Brothers and then you have your... So parang even in the UK, fluctuating din yung prices ng real estate. Darating yung certain point. The only reason that we're benefiting for the longest time and sa sobrang dami ng years that we're really benefiting is because we're a third world country. It's an advantage. We are the future of economic, diba? The world stage, no? In terms of the economy. Everyone's looking at us, no? That's why nandun tayo sa dekada ba? Not dekada, era na yon, wherein our investment prices won't really fall. However, once na naging strong yung economy natin, which we're going that way, di ba? Sabi nga sa 2050 will be one of the strongest economy. In a first world country scenario, basing it doon lang prices would fluctuate No, even condominiums in New York would fluctuate, condominiums in LA would fluctuate prices as well. So, it's not always a guarantee na pag bumili ka ngayon, magdo-double your price. A lot of things could happen. Pero if we will just follow the trend based on the historical data, however, you have to remember that historical data does not guarantee you anything in terms of investment. Kasi, di ba, 12% per year nga, as I always say. So, 100 divided by 12. So, I think that's the conservative.
8 years? 7 to 8 years? Okay.
Yeah, before mo ma-double yung price ng property mo if bibili ka ngayon. It depend on a lot of factors. Pero yun nga, in a positive way, mga ganun, 7 to 8 years.
Kung matyaga yung mga tao maghahanap ng mga deals, would you suggest that magbili na lang sila sa secondary market?
I do buy sa secondary market if maganda yung deals. If you watch my vlog ko yun pag bumibili ako pa sa property. It's a win-win situation for both parties no? So it balances. And when it balances everything, we avoid the bubble. Kasi may buyer ka, may seller ka. So there's no reason to have a bubble sa property market. No, so if you have cash, total may cash ka rin naman, you just buy properties na lang din. But of course naman na even if you're buying pasalo property, let the person earn naman kahit 100,000, na 200,000, 'di ba? Kasi nag-invest naman siya. Wag niyo na lugiin na talagang pag pinatungan mo yan ng 5,000 pesos, di ko na yung bibili. May mga ganon. Na parang 5,000 na lang yung gusto. Ipo-pull out mo pa. No? Let the person earn naman ng konti. Give him the benefit of, the advantage of investing his money earlier. Doon. Pero if you buy it nga, sabi ko sa'yo, 20% lower than the developer's price. Minsan more pa eh. So, better deal, higher yield.
Before I go to the last, or at least second to the last question, may isang request si Richard Carval. Pakipindot yung like button. Also, kung nag-enjoy kayo ngayon. And comment kayo, I want Richard Carvajal if you want him to come back for the next videos. Or kung may question man kayo, lagay nyo lang sa comment section and we'll try to answer it on future videos. Ito question ko. Ngayon, that there's a question on, we mentioned this I think in the previous videos that may surplus also of inventory or people are trying to sell. Since may competition, what's the best way to sell? Ano yung technique na pwedeng i-deploy ngayon ng mga tao may property para mabenta nila yung unit nila?
Okay. The technique of selling kasi is sell before everyone does it. And nandito ka na ngayon sa scenario na hindi mo na nagawa yung technique na yon. Pero sinabi ko yun nung last vlog natin na sell before everyone does. Ayaw eh. O ayan, ngayon nandito na tayo. So paano natin lilinisin to? So I think the technique really is give the best deal talaga. The lower your price, the more attractive it will be. So, if meron kayong price in mind, and if you cannot still sell, kahit wala ka nang kikitain and wala ka nang yun nga, learn to accept your losses. Then kasi sometimes the only way you can sell is if you will pay, for example, the transfer fees, if you will shoulder those things kasi that's your promo as a seller. So that's your package, or you will pay a broker's com because brokers do have a lot of networks, a lot of if you don't have a network, let the broker do it. Why brokerage? Why not the in-house? Kasi medyo mas may network because we sell mixed property. We can easily match people, no? And you spend on com kasi a lot of sellers don't like to spend on commission kasi wala na nga silang kinita, for example, pero just for you to liquidate the property. Pero if you can still hold on to your property, might as well hold on. Sobrang bilis lang naman ng 2 years ng pandemic na to. I know it seems parang mabagal, matagal, pero I think the best strategy pa rin is to hold on to your properties.
Kung hindi ka masyado affected also, or at least if you can hold on to it, tama yung sinabi mo that the best time to sell is when everything is good kasi mabibenta mo siya na pinag-aagawan ka, tsaka hindi lang pinag-aagawan, you get to sell it at a higher price. Whereas ngayon, people are holding on to cash that baka hindi mo talaga siya mabenta. That's why, madami nagtatanong sa akin, madami, I've been getting a lot of messages na gusto nilang, inaalok na yung property nila sa akin kasi kailangan nila mag-liquidate also. Pero I would always tell them, that's why you go with the hierarchy. Mas liquid, benta nyo na yung stocks nyo, benta nyo muna yung bonds nyo. Especially if you're getting it at a gain na yung market ngayon has gone massively up, liquid naman siya. Kesa maipit ka, tapos matagal pa mabenta yung real estate doon, go for the more liquid, asset class also.
The problem din kasi dito is a lot of people are parang may mga crystal ball sila na parang they have prices in mind na sure silang mangyayari. Pero we don't really know kasi the trajectory of the virus, of the how long pa to, ganyan. So I think for buyers, what I can advise, may makita kayong deal, just buy it. Don't wait for the price to fall down because we don't even know if it's gonna happen. For sellers din naman nga, obviously, 'di ba? It's a bad timing to sell your property now. Pero don't lose hope because maraming bumibili. Sobrang dami bumibili. Trust me. Yung pag ino-open ko yung email ko, nagugulat na lang din kami na ang daming pera ng mga tao, no? Kasi marami naman businesses na nag-flourish ngayong pandemic, 'di ba? Na parang a lot of them na So don't lose hope lang din. Pero you market it, even if hindi mo pa kailangan ng money, if you're trying to sell, you market it as early as 12 months, no? Diba? Kasi mahirap talaga mag-sell. Yan lang ang average selling talaga ng flip, lalo na pag hindi masyadong maganda yung property na bili mo or medyo hindi maganda yung market allocation ng property na nabili mo. So try to sell as early as 12 months. Hindi parang next year, bala ko ibenta yung property kasi ganito na yung, nanghula ka na naman na ganito na yung price next year. So ganito, next year mo na ibebenta. Benta mo na ngayon. Kahit para hindi mo alam kung kailan may mag-i-inquire.
So I like what you said. So kung may bala kayong mag-ibenta, at least dapat 12 months yung buffer nyo that baka dun lang sa specific duration na yun yung talaga mabibenta siya at the price also that you want. Especially kung yung price nyo medyo on the higher end nyo siya gusto may price, you will have to wait longer. So siguro rule of thumb lang to everyone that's watching this, if you are on a rush, you will have to really sell it at a lower price. Pero if you have the ability to wait also, you have the chance also to sell it higher pero medyo mas matagal ka lang din talaga maghihintay. You said that madaming bumibiling ngayon. Gaano kalaki yung bilis ng dami ng transactions December 2020 versus nung April 2020?
Sobrang laki siya. Pero nag-change din kasi yung yung preference ng mga tao. Like buying before people feel na parang yung requirement is no balcony because it's polluted and it's ngayon with yung requirement I won't buy if walang balcony, for example, because you need the horizon, the air for lockdown, for example. And before ang hirap magbenta ng Tagaytay lands. Honestly, ang hirap mag-flip ng Tagaytay lands before. Ngayon, sobrang dali magbenta ng Tagaytay. If you have Tagaytay property, sobrang swerte nyo. Ang daming bumibili sa Tagaytay ngayon. And to think, nag-eruption pa nung nag-volcanic eruption pa nung January ba yun?
Highlands, how fast has it appreciated this 2020?
Technically for Tagaytay, it has always been slow appreciation. No? Kasi people talaga is parang getting it for retirement houses, ganyan. Pero hindi naman siya in terms of price. It's just like something na hindi mo mabenta before. Nabebenta mo na ngayon like hotcakes.
Okay, so pero ayun, Canyon Woods, okay ba sila? Canyon so far ngayon? How's
same lang din, parang ganun lang din siya. Pero there's a lot and we're selling kasi on our personal lots, no, our company lots. So medyo marami kami niyan. So pero a lot of the people who are buying lots are cash payments. 'Di ba? Imagine cash payments lahat. Yan mga resale lands sa Tagaytay. I think really it's because they want open space, fresh air after a lot of people na trauma mental health during the lockdown. So, nag-iba talaga yung market movement eh. Yun lang naman yung point ko dito.
Pero would you pick Tagaytay versus Nuvali? Na Nuvali mas developed na yung area tas mas accessible, or Tagaytay pa rin more of kasi may view tsaka malinis?
I like Nuvali. I like Nuvali. I like yung parang medyo city feel na pero I would prefer Pampanga sana. No. So I'm planning to build a house.
I'll end it with this. You wanted to talk about property tokens. What did you want to share about it also for a lot of people that are watching this?
Currently, bumagsak talaga yung rental market, especially if you're near the school. I even have real estate property na dati pila yung renter, ngayon hindi ko siya maparenta, for example. And REITs is there now. So kahit pa paano, there were some investors na parang biglang they invested their money sa REIT, so they did not buy an actual property. Nangyari yun. Marami kami ganun. So, sa REITs na lang muna namin lagay yung property namin. And because everything was going digital, let's say for example, other investment, you can now sign up digital. This is also the future direction of real estate. And I would just like to share na this is another option for real estate investors na talagang we're trying to work at it, is going token. So how does token work? In a simple, very mabilisang way of explanation. If I have a condominium, for example, it's a 5 million pesos value. I-evaluate yan ng assessor or ng valuator, and it's a 5 million yung value. So let's have 20 tokens for this, 250,000 each, for example. So of course, rather than buying a 5 million pesos, you can just buy a 250,000 token, di ba? If you have that. So 20 kayo may-ari niyan. It's like having parang share sa property. And of course, if maparent mo yung property na yon, if maparent yung property, you also get yung kung ilan lang yung share mo. You have 5% share sa property, you get 5% of the income. Of course, same for pag nabenta yung property in the future, nag-capital appreciate siya, you get 5% of the income. If 5% yung value nung token mo, for example. So it's actually that easy enough. Ang medyo complicated lang is the regulatory does not allow us to sign digital contracts. It does not allow us to, in terms of property technology, medyo behind si Philippines. But a lot of countries are doing this blockchain technology in terms of property. And this would help a lot sa Philippine real estate market. Kasi nga sabi mo kanina, Marvin, sobrang expensive na ng property, all-time high na tayo. And imagine if we could do this, then talagang, we are able to afford the property. 10 tayo, we own one property. We can invest in more properties. And what I like the most is wala siyang geographic boundary. So I can buy properties in New York, in Singapore, in London, using tokens. And I can, secondly, wala siyang currency. I do understand that a lot of OFWs ngayon, because napaka-strong nung peso natin, affected kayo sa pagbili ng property because, bumababa yung yung pounds nyo, bumababa yung dollars nyo, and you're paying the same value of property. If we're using single currency here, diba, it avoids the problem of currency inflation or currency fluctuation into investing. Kasi malaki rin yung impact nun din. A lot of people, 1/3, alam mo ba na sa real estate investing, parang 1/3 ng cost, sa international cross-border investing, 1/3 ng cost would happen to be the currency fluctuation or currency value. So medyo malaki siya. And of course, let's say for example, it would help also in terms of taxes, in terms of obligations. So yan yung future. So you don't really have to worry. And when everything's okay, you were able to own the property today, pwede nyo yung gawing tokens, pwede nyo yung pa-convert ng tokens in the future. I know it's a long way, pero I hope this pandemic would push. Kasi before parang imposible eh. Pero nung nag-pandemic, nung nag-lockdown, and a lot of investments were being allowed digitally, parang we saw the potential, we saw the future na parang, oy, pwede siya i-consider.
Got it. So something to look forward to for the future as an investment as well. So guys, I hope you guys learned a lot from this. If you guys have questions, please put it in the comment section and then we'll see if we can make more videos on this as well. Pero I'll try to do something. Do you guys want sa susunod na videos, pagharapin natin Carl D versus Richard Carvajal, pagalingan, palabasan ng siklab.
Grabe, wala na ako idol.
Carl versus Richard, lagay nyo sa comment section below and then we'll see what we can do. So Richard Carvajal, thank you so much for joining us. He has a YouTube channel. I'll put the link in the description for those who want to watch his videos. It's Richard Carvajal also. Just search it lang, di ba? They can
Richard Carvajal Real Pro. Yes.
Sorry, Richard Carvajal Real Pro. Link is in the description. You can follow him, subscribe to his channel. And then yun, tamahan nyo na rin yung bell para ma-update kayo every time meron siyang video. So, sa series na to, no matter how much we talked about real estate or condos or appreciation, high-end, low-end, or different developers, please do your due diligence sa pag-invest. Correct. Do not buy, sell just because pinag-usapan dito. Kasi pera nyo yan eh. No one will work hard for your money more than you. That's why you have to analyze it on your own and you have to take the time to be able to study it. Walang lagay ko lang pera doon, yayaman ako kagad. That doesn't really work. It has to be something na pinaghihirapan because yung amount of money na pinaghihirapan, tsaka pinagtatrabuhan, tsaka pinag-aaralan na mabuti, yun yung money that will last. So, that's it for now. I hope this video helps you. Trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon and God bless you all.